Wait, who are you again?
Rich.
Yeah. The wrong person.
Oh, wrong guy. Wrong black guy.
Hey guys, Rich with Rich Rebuilds here, and I wanted to share this very important photo with you. This is the one and the only Kim from the YouTube channel Like Tesla, and she posted this picture of herself sitting on top of a Model X on her Instagram, and like a total creep, I thought I'd share it with you all. Now, what's the first thing you notice on this photo? Look carefully, look closer. Closer still. Exactly. Tesla Model X door gaps. Now look at this other photo. What do you think of this one? Huh? Closer. Closer. And spaces in the body panels from the factory. Well, thankfully, there's a solution here. At Electrified Garage, we fix these door misalignment issues for you, as well as any other issues that may arise with your Tesla. Our factory-trained Tesla service technicians will make sure that you get taken care of. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram at Electrified Garage, or visit our website, www.electrifiedgarage.com. Now, if you're looking to check out Kim's pictures late at night or your favorite Tesla celebrities like Swole Sullins, for privacy, use incognito mode. In fact, cover all your bases with NordVPN, securing your internet connection, allowing you to access region-restricted websites, meaning you can unlock Netflix and any other entertainment websites anywhere in the world. There's unlimited bandwidth, no data logging, and double data encryption. This means you can shield all of your interesting browsing activity from prying eyes. Hold up, before you say it, I know, there's a lot of talk about VPNs lately, but the truth of the matter is they work. Don't play unprotected, and even if they do get hacked, or a specific area of the world interferes, it's almost impossible for someone to get actual end-user secure data. This just went down with the largest VPN, and despite all the media backlash, no one was hacked, so nice try, you still got nada on Uncle Rich. Sign up with my referral link below for an awesome discount. Thank you, NordVPN, for covering me on whatever extracurricular things I happen to do with my computer. So, I bought a wrecked BMW i8 from IAA.com last episode, and over the course of a week, I turned it into a show car. Straight ashy to classy. Now, the car looks pretty damn good, but it's time to take it to one of the largest car shows in the world, SEMA, the Specialty Equipment Market Association, and let her show herself like some Hungarian Old English sheepdog. I'm not making it up, it's actually a thing.
From Hungary, the Old English sheepdog.
Now, SEMA is a trade-only industry event. It's not open to the general public. However, if you are employed by a company that's qualified to attend the show, you can go. If not, you could sneak in the back door and pay nothing because security is pretty lax. Anyways, if you've never been to SEMA, I'm going to give you a quick summary. Number one, bro-dozers. If you remotely like bro-dozers, you come to the right place. If 16 inches of ground clearance like a certain cyber rhombus isn't good enough, we will show you how to get 32 inches of ground clearance. If 32 isn't enough, we'll get you to 64 inches, so there's no chance of you getting in or out of the vehicle without a ladder or parachute. Number two, Supras. Unless your name is Brian O'Connor, this is not your main boner. There were over 50 Supras at SEMA. Just in case you didn't get the point of the first 20, there's still 30 more to go. Number three, cheap knockoff replica wheels. If you want a wheel that looks like a dying sun, go for it. But if you also want knockoff wheels for your Tesla Model X, have at it as well. Wait, you want knockoff wheels for your Model S too? Try this booth. Now, Teslas aren't really big at SEMA just yet, but there's much more this year than there were last year. Now, I made it a mission to find most of the Model 3s at SEMA. Now, this isn't all of them, but definitely most of them. They're like Pokemon. You find them and you're like, okay, now what? Now, here's a quick snippet of all the Teslas that were at SEMA. Wheels, tire, stickers. Oh yeah, there's a clean white one. That's cool. There's another clean white one. That's cool too. Oh, there's another white one. That just has purple wheels. Another white one. There's a red one. There's a blue one. Here's another blue one. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, now we have the boring stuff out of the way. Let's get into the good. Here are the things that Uncle Rich likes that aren't electric. A Pagani, a $1 million+ car, not roped off, yet you could touch if you want. Remember this the next time you bring your Pontiac Fiero to a car meet with a sticker that says don't touch. Trust me, no one wants to touch your Pontiac Fiero anyways. Old school Chevy long bed, yes please. Old school Chevy long bed with the camper, yes please. Old school Chevy long bed with the Ferrari on the back, yes please. Old school Chevy long bed in green, yes please. Stritch twin turbo rat rod on bags, yes please. Old school Blazer with matching trailer, yes. This armored thing, sure, why the hell not? Green wide body Supra, no thank you. Carbon fiber Lamborghini, it's a bit much, no thanks. Now this ripsaw, I didn't know I wanted a ripsaw until now. I mean, it has little storage space, not much room for passengers, it's over 200 grand, but who cares? Look at it! Now let's get into the top 5 coolest EVs at SEMA. The fifth thing was definitely the electric Bigfoot. I had zero idea that this thing existed, but apparently it was built over 7 years ago and has been at SEMA ever since. And then you could tell how much technology has changed because it looks like it's using 30 lead acid batteries to drive the truck. And with that model battery, I think you only get about 400 cycles of capability. So after 400 charges, it's toast. and add another 6 batteries to power the brakes and steering systems. And doing a little more digging, it's actually powered by a hand-built 350 horsepower and 850 pound-feet of torque DC motor. And apparently, the entire thing only weighs 11,000 pounds, which are probably most in the tires themselves, but really the funniest part to me are these stickers. I have a hard time believing that there's any of these parts from ARP, Jet Hot, MSD Ignition on the truck. But you know what? You have to admire one thing. For weighing 11,000 pounds and being powered by an old-school DC motor, this thing rolls out. Number 4, I have to say, is the Zing Mobility Electric Camaro. Now, this is the car I was probably most interested in, but it didn't make number 1 spot because I don't really like convertibles. But you'll see, a reoccurring theme at SEMA for EVs are the electric crate motors, and this setup is actually very cool. Let's hear what Azizi had to say about the Camaro.
So tell me more about this vehicle, this awesome vehicle that you have here.
1969 Camaro. It was a car built for SEMA about 10 years ago. Somebody told us it was like buried under a cover. It's just chilling there. And so we got the car with the bad 305 maybe a year.
And no one wants a 305, quite frankly.
Garbage 305.
Right.
It wasn't running good.
Right.
I didn't want to mess with carburetors, distributors. So me and my business partner were like, let's drop our drivetrain in it and show people how easy it is.
So you make an entire drop-in, almost like a LS direct replacement swap for these cars,
so
right?
We call it the electric crate engine.
Okay.
And basically, it's all GM V8. We got the engine mounts, bell housing is GM, and the crank is GM pattern.
Okay.
So any GM V8 engine or transmission is going to just be bolt-on for that. Automatic, manual, 5-speed, 4-speed, 6-speed, doesn't matter. From there, we go into the battery systems, chargers, DC-DCs, and all that stuff is basically plug and play with our system. This is the battery management system. This is the display for it. You can see error codes, you know, kind of detail stuff, state of charge.
Okay.
And then the battery, the drive system actually even comes with the throttle pedal.
Oh, it does?
No splicing, no wiring. It's all just plug and play. So the battery's unique. It's immersion cooled battery system. So we kind of were looking at some of the problems on a lot of the batteries, and we see that batteries, heat is the #1 enemy for batteries, and heat is a safety problem. So what we're doing is we're pumping coolant straight through the battery. Most EVs, they're pumping the coolant into the battery in a metal pipe. In this case, everything inside is wet. So all of the batteries are wet, all of the high voltage stuff is wet.
So everything is underwater in here, pretty much?
Everything is underwater.
Oh,
but
interesting.
The trick of that is if everything's underwater, that means the outside of the battery is waterproof also.
Smart. So, very cool. That's very cool.
But that way we keep everything kind of constant temperature.
Yep.
And it's like, you know, soaking in a hot tub where you're going to stay the same temperature, you know, as you go up and down.
So if I were to put this in an off-road vehicle like a Hummer that would go underwater, etc., you'd be all set for it.
I think we can go, we're IP67, which I think is something like 10 feet underwater.
Okay.
So bring your scuba mask
and
let's go.
I'll bring it. All right.
Let's go.
So tell me more about what's going on underneath here.
Okay.
So you have, this is the, you have twin DC to DC converters?
Twin DC DC.
Okay.
So we have electric power steering on this.
Yes,
so
I was going to ask that.
Yeah,
okay.
So pretty hungry. We got air suspension for style. You know,
okay. You got to have some flex. Yep.
Yeah, got to have some cool points. And then we have a 12-volt battery kind of hiding back there. And then underneath we have a 22 kilowatt onboard charger. Close that up and license plate right there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so keep it classic.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And these are the solenoids for the air system.
Yep, solenoids for the air system.
Okay.
So the thing I'm most proud of is 5-speed manual.
That is impressive.
Yep.
So I have a little crappy little rat rod. It's a 3-speed manual, but this is a lot more powerful. This must be pretty insane, like power-wise.
Yeah, I mean, first gear, I mean, it's spinning.
Right.
And then fifth gear, we think the top speed should be about 150, but we haven't tested it out.
Who's your target demographic? Like, who are you going after now?
Our target demographic are people who would have used a GM V8 engine. So we wanted to bring it down to mechanic level.
Okay.
Meaning if you could bolt in a GM V8, you can put this in.
Yep.
And we wanted to be basically no wire splicing, kind of just plug in and go. The coolant system, notice it has a special fill.
Yep.
So customer doesn't feel it. We have the fluid level sensor. That's tied to 3G, so we know the fluid level. We'll let you know if you're running low on fluid.
So you could actually monitor things yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. And
impressive.
that's the key for us for warranty, is being able to monitor and make sure everything's going good.
Okay.
And then do remote diagnostics.
So that's interesting. So once the person purchases this kit, they're not really on their own. You still have remote diag and things like that.
Like for fluid leak, we probably will know a month before you need to add any fluid.
Really?
We'll say, hey, we see that you're running low on fluid.
Right.
And we're going to send you out a bottle to refill.
That's amazing. That's a really cool design. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that, man. You take it easy, all right?
Next up, number 3 on the list, the electric Mustang. I'm not a big fan of Mustangs, especially when they crash into crowds of people, or most recently, Tesla Superchargers. But I gotta admit, this one actually looks pretty fresh, and believe it or not, it was one of the most popular exhibits at the Ford booth. It has an 850 horsepower, 800 volt, 75 kilowatt hour battery system, which they split some up in the front and the rear for 50-50 weight distribution. And all this mounted to a manual transmission. Yes, manual transmission with all beefed up internals to handle 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Now, a lot of electric car enthusiasts are probably soiling their pants right now saying a manual electric motor is pointless. But remember, Tesla tried to do the same exact thing, but they couldn't find a transmission powerful enough to handle the torque, and they wanted to cut down on complexity. But either way, yes, electric motors are powerful, but once you've experienced an electric motor geared down, it gets even crazier. Now, number 2, the electric C10 by Chevy, and again, I can't express this enough. EVs are a thing. The C10 got a hell of a crowd. Chevy is known for making the almighty LS, which is arguably the most popular engine in the world, but they did things a little bit differently. Now, on this one, they took the Chevy Bolts, one of the most forgettable EVs on the planet next to the Nissan Leaf, but they were able to make it cool by putting the powertrain into an old school C10, making 450 horsepower, powered by two 60 kilowatt hour batteries for a total of 120 kilowatt hours, and they claim the driving range is about 250 miles. Now, this thing behind this glass is called the E-Crate, which is what a lot of manufacturers are starting to do, as you saw with the ZZ's Camaro, is make a crate system for a direct drop-in to replace an internal combustion engine, making it very easy for the DIY community.
So are these Siamese set up all together for more power?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a smaller car, you just pick one.
The first section.
Exactly.
And that's the bell housing that it connects to the
Bell housing,
motor.
there's a crankshaft crank in the back.
So before we get to number 1 car, let's see what I did in Vegas. I went to go look at the Ripsaw again because damn, that thing was sexy. Went to talk to Tavarish, but he was busy. Went to go see the future of EVs. Now, yes, this is an interesting one because you can see how he changed the noise that the noise generator on a car makes. So the i8 has what it looks like a muffler coming out of the bottom of the car, but it's really just a speaker. Listen to the sound that it could make.
Great, yeah.
Crazy, right? It's not an exhaust. This is literally a subwoofer. I wonder if it can play La Cucaracha. Next cool thing was the electric suitcase.
What's it do if you jump in front of So you see running like that and somebody jumps in front of you?
So it's using AI to do its best to follow my body image, right? So it's got cameras here, 3 cameras, and then infrared emitters right here that are flashing onto my body.
How much weight can it carry?
I've tested it with like around 40 pounds
Oh, wow.
on the inside.
Decent amount.
It carries a pretty good amount.
That's cool.
And it goes around 12 miles distance, so it goes a pretty long time.
Who's your target demographic and audience? Because you can't bring it to airports.
You can't.
You can.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Can you have it do the autonomous follow too at an airport? Or are they going to complain? Oh, really?
I've been on like 50 flights this year.
Really?
With it. Yeah.
That's
it's okay
awesome.
in the airports. The only thing is if you check it in,
Yeah.
you have to be able to remove the battery. So
I see.
On the inside there's a battery pack down here, and it
Okay.
removes and turns into a power bank.
Okay.
But no remote. No remote.
Oh, there's no remote.
No remote. Yeah, so it's AI.
All right, so I just stand in front of it. I just walk around. Is it?
Scans your body, and now it's all on you.
Oh wow, this is crazy. Oh shit.
You best believe Uncle Rich is getting one of these. Segway invited me to check out their booth with their new electric dirt bikes, which are also apparently invisible. Gave someone an autographed poster of me, which they ended up throwing away.
Wait, who are you again?
Rich.
Oh, it's the wrong person.
Oh, the wrong guy. Oh, wrong black guy.
Did a little shopping for my next toy, then shot some guns. Finally, my favorite EV at SEMA. No, not that silly. This one, that's right, my little Prius. Yes, I know, I'm lame. I get it. I made my own car, my number one. But you know what? There's some bias here, but I really do like this thing. And I know a lot of you are 50-50 on the wheels, and honestly, I'm still 50-50 on them too. But they're HREs, and I can't afford another set, so this is going to be what it's going to be. But the car was at the IAA booth, the company that I bought the car from at auction, and there was always a line. People taking photos, sitting in the car, asking questions about the car. And don't get me wrong, Dolores, my original Tesla, got some love too, but the i8 was definitely a head-turner. Now, there's one big question that I keep getting over and over again about the i8. It's when am I going to rip that puny 3-cylinder engine out of the back of the car and replace it with the Tesla motor so it has the power that an i8 was always supposed to have? Well, the answer is never. No, I am not swapping my i8 for a few reasons. Number one, the BMW is a newer car, and if you see my ugly truth behind electric vehicle swaps video, you know the i8 was designed around a gas-powered engine. And what does that mean? Well, if I remove the engine, the dashboard will light up like a Christmas tree. Every single light will be constantly on, the ABS, traction control, check engine, literally every single light. The gauges won't work because it's looking for an engine for input, which it won't detect. Second reason, price. Now, remember how much a Tesla equipment costs, right? I could tack on a $5,000 or so just for the Tesla motor, and another $5,000 for the batteries, controllers, wiring, safety, etc. The unfortunate part, well, there really isn't much room at the back of the i8 to make it have something with enough range to make it worthwhile. I'd be stuck with a Tesla-powered i8 that's quicker than an i8, but gets less range than an i8, so it's like, what's the point? Last reason is resale value. So while I was at SEMA, I probably got 30 to 40 offers to buy the car. Now, yes, a lot of them were kickers, but there's no doubt in my mind that I could easily sell this car for $50,000. It only has 22,000 miles on it. However, how many people are willing to buy a Tesla-powered i8 for $50,000 that doesn't supercharge, get updates, or has no warranty whatsoever? And the gauge cluster was swapped with a simple battery charge display because there were so many lights on the dashboard it had to be covered up. Not only that, but who's going to fix it when something goes wrong? In short, no, the i8 will not be Tesla swapped. I'll drive it for a summer, and then I'm going to sell it. But either way, I will say I'm enjoying the car so far. The interior is a much nicer place beater than my Tesla. I do like driving in EV-only mode, even though it doesn't have much EV range, and it handles very well, because it's 1,000 pounds less than my Tesla. Now, while the i8 gets packed up and shipped back home from SEMA, there's two things I want to bring up. I no longer have the capacity to work in my home garage. I've officially have to move everything out of my home garage and bring it elsewhere. Even though it's bittersweet, it's time to evolve as a channel and do larger builds in a space I can call my own. So over the next few weeks and months, you'll start seeing some more content based on me finding my next space and starting a new chapter of Rich Rebuilds. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all soon.